Yo, this is Real Talk with E. Welcome to the locker room where we talk nothing but basketball. Now, guys, yesterday the Bucks won, and I don't know if it's the Bucks won or the Thunder gave it to them. I'm not gonna sit here and say that the Bucks didn't play great defense or the Bucks been ass this year because they really haven't. But did the Thunder were they even real competition to the Bucks yesterday? I don't know if it's because they had a bad game. I don't know if it's just that the Thunder, you know, wasn't a good competition for the Bucks. I don't know what it is, but the point is the Bucks won, and we're gonna do obviously not a play-by-play, but we're gonna do a slight breakdown. So in the first quarter, it was like back and forth. The Thunder pretty much had somewhat of a control, but it's like back and forth. It seemed like it was about to be a great game. Everything looked like it was gonna lead to a nice game down the stretch. However, that's not what ended up happening. We go to the second quarter, and even that quarter seemed like it was going to be, a nice back and forth. It seemed like that the Thunder were having an off game, but eventually they were going to figure it out. And then the Giannis dunk, and ever since then, it just wasn't the same. Even though the Thunder stayed in it for the first half, and even though I think the first half ended with like a 2 point difference between the two teams, I knew from that dunk. I literally told myself, I said, if the Bucks end up winning this game, this dunk is gonna be very important. And it was. Because for some reason, the Thunder could not make a three in the first half. And that's another issue. They had 3 turnovers in the first half, which okay, it's cool. They were kind of taking care of the ball. It's not that bad. But then 1 for 16 from three. That was terrible. And surprisingly, they stayed in it, but that's because they took care of the ball. They made some nice shots, that were efficient. They made nice shots that kept them in the game. And all we needed was for Shai to just come alive. That's it. And that didn't even happen. I mean, we get to the third quarter, and the third quarter was the story of the game. Like, it told everything we needed to know. And in the third quarter, the Bucks held the OKC Thunder to 14 points. Now that's a miracle. I don't even remember the last time an NBA team was held to 14 points. 14 points in a quarter is crazy, especially when it's a team that has a player like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 14? Like, I've seen NBA players get 14 points in a quarter. So for an entire team to get 14 points in a quarter is terrible. And something was off. I don't know what it was about this Thunder team. It's not the same Thunder team I've been watching throughout the season. And obviously just one game. And that's another story I'm going to get into in a little bit. But how much is this the Thunder showing us who they really are, and how much is it just one game thing and a fluke? Because thinking about it, the Bucks started off the season 1-6, then 2-8, and the last month and a half they've been turning it up. And yesterday might have been the turning point, the official turning point for the Milwaukee Bucks. Because if you think about it, there's always that one game in the season where a team snaps into reality and it's like, okay, we got it. We're going to perform from here on out. We developed our identity. We know who each other is. And moving forward, this is who we're going to be. And yesterday might have been the game for the Bucks. The amount of confidence, the amount of teamwork, the amount of chemistry they seemed like they had, the threes that were falling for them was amazing. And mind you, Giannis made no threes, which is not expected from Giannis. Like, obviously, I don't expect Giannis to make 2 threes a game. I don't expect Giannis to make 1 3 a game. But for a player to make no threes, you're building the wall in the paint. and they still managed to win. And not only did they win by a little bit, they almost had the least amount of points throughout the entire NBA this season. They were about to beat the Lakers when the Lakers had 80 points against the Timberwolves. And they were about to beat that. They were not even going to hit the 80-point mark. The Thunder were about to lose to the Bucks without hitting the 80-point mark. They were held to 14 in the third, 17 in the fourth. And I told myself, I was like, if the Thunder don't get their three-point shot going in the second half, it's over for them. And then we got to the fourth quarter. And obviously, we've seen teams go up by 12. The Bucks went up by 12 going to the fourth. And we've seen that happen so many times. We've seen teams go up by 20, 24, 25. I think we've even seen a team go up by 30 points. Not this season, but in prior seasons. And they still lose the lead. So it's not a miracle anymore. And I thought to myself, I was like, if the Thunder want to win, they got to get their three-point shot going. They got to come out here and really perform and play really well. And Shai has to play well in the fourth quarter. 2 assists from Shai is terrible. That's one thing. Another thing, 7 for 20 going into the fourth quarter is terrible. I mean, percentage-wise, 35% is not that bad. 35%, it's not that bad. But then you think about it, from somebody like Shai, who you're requiring to do a lot for you, yesterday was a bad game. And it showed that the Thunder really depend on Shai. Like, they cannot win without Shai performing at a very, very high level. And how much can he do that for? How far can he take them doing that? I don't know. I am not sure. But back to the Bucks. I feel like I'm speaking a lot of shit about the Thunder, but let's give the Bucks some credit, because going into the fourth quarter, I told myself, I said, if the Bucks want to win this game, they need to make sure this lead balloons to 20 points by the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Then they have to maintain that 20-point lead for the next 3 minutes. So 9 minutes into the fourth quarter, the Bucks have to be up by around 20 to 25 points. You choke the hell out of the Thunder, and you just force them to wave the white flag and clear out their bench. And coming out in the fourth quarter, no Giannis, no Shai, which is another thing I'm going to say about the Thunder. Why is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander sitting down for a long-ass time in the fourth quarter when you know you need him to win? I mean, maybe they didn't care about the cup as much as the Bucks did. I don't know. But why is he sitting down for so long in the fourth quarter and you're down by a lot? You have a doable comeback. Why is Shai sitting down for a long-ass time? But neither here nor there. I was thinking to myself, no Shai, no Giannis. Yeah, Dame on the court still. The Bucks have a chance. Brook Lopez hits 2 threes. And that's when I knew it was over, ladies and gentlemen. He hit 2 threes. Gary Trent Jr. came out. He had 10 points in 13 minutes at a certain point in the fourth quarter. He hit like 2 or 3 threes. I think 2 of them came in the fourth quarter. And then everybody else just started hitting threes. Giannis ended the game with 26 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. I mean, no 3-point shot. And that's what he's doing. No 3-point shot, and he gave you a triple-double. Like, think about it. You have Shai, who's a 3-level scorer. And then Giannis gets the triple-double with no 3-point shot. Not only did you couldn't hold him to under 20 points, but he put up 26 points with you building the wall, and he had nowhere to go. He couldn't step back and hit a 3. He couldn't do any of that. And then you start to consider everybody counting down still. I'm not gonna lie, that counting down shit is starting to get a little like annoying. It's like mad childish at this point. Like, you know nothing's gonna happen. If Giannis holds the ball for more than 10 seconds or not at the free throw line, nothing's gonna happen, bro. Like, stop the counting. This shit is not gonna go nowhere. But congrats to the Bucks. My next question to y'all was, how much does this cup even matter? I know the Bucks was saying that it matters and that, you know, financially it does matter. You know, people want money. You know, I think it's $514,000 for each player on the team. So financially, it does matter. You know, there's some players on the team that don't make that type of money. That they're not making $10 million plus, you know, a year. So that $514,000 is a lot to them. I mean, that shit is a lot to the regular person, me and you. Like, but to them, it's still a lot. And of course, the players like Giannis, like Dame, they're gonna perform for their teammates because you want to see them win, you want to see them happy, and you want to show them that you care about them so that they can perform for you in the future and show you that they're appreciative and that they care about you and the team winning a championship. But how much does this cup actually matter? I feel like the last year was cool, the year before that was cool, this year was great. Do we have to give it 1 or 2 more years before we decide if this is a success or not? Because I know with the play-in, as a collective, we decided immediately after the first year that that was a great idea. With this cup, is it a great idea or not? I'm in the middle about it. Like, I'm indifferent. And hopefully you guys can help me figure it out in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for coming out to the locker room. Thank you for watching. I hope you watched all the way through. If you did, leave a comment saying I did, and you might get something. I'm not gonna lie. We don't know. I haven't seen. But thank you so much, and safety.